It's time for the MCTS experience with Mr. Orfe and Mr. Nash. Discover your passion and unlock your future.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, students, parents, teachers, community members,
guidance counselors.
Guidance counselors, absolutely. Child study team members, everybody that's out there within the sound of my voice, which is worldwide, by the way, because this is an international podcast, Mr. Nash. But specifically our Mercer County friends and family, welcome to the MCTS experience. My name is Mr. Orfe, and with me, as always, is my partner in crime, Mr. David Nash. Hello, sir.
Howdy, everybody. Excited to be here. I am beyond pumped to unlock and unravel this episode. We've got a powerhouse person we're bringing in, and that's all I'm going to say. Very excited.
We'll keep it under our hats for now, but yeah, me too. I'm very, very excited for this featured guest we have today, and I'm excited about the school year so far. Dave, we are Mr. Nash. Oh, excuse me, I'm remiss in welcoming, of course, behind the boards, our producer extraordinaire, Nick MacGyver-Sikowski. How are you? You got your mic on, Nick?
No,
that's not.
He will not talk. Don't even start with that.
All right. He's
smiling. I can see him in the Zoom. He's smiling.
Yeah. He's Vanna White. He doesn't talk. He turns the letters. He makes the things happen, and looks good doing it. Thank you, Nick MacGyver-Sikowski. So I'm excited about the school year. That was what I started to say because it's flying by. Oh my God! With a second marking period just ended, we're halfway through this year.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Couple quick announcements before we get underway. I want to announce that one STEM and Health Science Academy testing. This is for 8th graders that have applied to those two academies. We have our entrance testing, our admissions testing is happening. The date is February 20th. That's a firm date. We have discovered a very, very cool virtual platform to give this testing so that we're keeping distant and keeping safe. And so please check your emails. Please check in with us if you have not received an email about that testing and you have applied. Okay. What else, Nash? What else is going on?
Well, I mean, we're going into the February run, and of course, you know, our all of the programs are taking a look at Black History Month and the amazing contributions that African Americans have contributed to our family as the United States. Our English instructors are definitely embracing that through their literature and the assignments that they're issuing. And along with that, we got to do a friendly reminder that President's holiday is coming up as well. And we just want to let everybody know that that's a 3-day weekend. The Monday after Valentine's Day, the 15th of February 2021, is the celebration of President's Day weekend. We are not a 4-day. Some districts have 4 days off. We just want to remind everybody politely that we're 3 days.
Just Monday, people. Just Monday.
That is correct.
Thank you very much. Also, speaking of February, this coming Monday, February 1st, is Black History Month, the beginning of Black History Month. And we're going to be celebrating that in our school all month long. So check our website, check our social media. We'll be putting out content about that. And one of the cool things our teachers are doing, Nash, is the English teachers, not just the English teachers, although they're spearheading it, and then in coordination with a lot of the other teachers, they're doing celebrating Black authors this entire month. So students are encouraged to share a poem that they like or a book that they've read, something along those lines with their teachers. That cool. Stuff is also going to be embedded in the curriculum. They're going to be reading things, and it's we're really looking forward to it. So take advantage of that, students and families too. And I, for one, am very much looking forward to getting this episode rolling and getting our featured guests coming up next. So we'll be right back after this.
Hey, you, come here. Check it out. They're in our school. They're in our community. They're around the corner. Welcome, our featured guest.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a very, very exciting featured guest this week. I want to introduce Ray Bolling of New Jersey Business Systems. We're honored to have him here with us. Welcome to you, Ray.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Because you know my partner in crime, Mr. Nash, better than you know me, I'm going to let Mr. Nash take the reins and kind of talk about you. And we hope that you'll tell us a lot about yourself in your own words. Go ahead, Mr. Nash.
Okay.
Or if I'm honored, the years quantified that Ray Bolling and I have known each other is probably north of 30 to 40, somewhere in there. And what's neat is we've been able to oscillate through our professional lives, and we've touched points back in the 90s, and then recently we've reconnected. So it's really exciting to have Ray be part of the MCTS experience, this podcast. And Ray, take us through New Jersey Business Systems and your exciting new company that you've really tread into, and how we've collaborated as a district with you and opportunities on the horizon.
Sure. Well, New Jersey Business Systems is a company that was founded in 1968 by my father, selling dictation equipment out of the trunk of his car. New Jersey Business Systems is over 53 years old now, and we have specialized in doing technology for state, county, and local government. So doing technology work over on Mercer County Community College, some data cabling work, we got introduced to at the time, the VOTEC program. Now, as you guys refer to it as the Career Technical Education, got used to meeting your students. And my father always had a philosophy that you might not be able to find the best trained person, but you can find the right person. And if you find the right person, you can train them, and they'll become a valuable asset to your company. So we began to experience that with your students.
Wow. So that's basically a springboard, or what you guys experienced internally inside the four walls of your industry. We're hearing in the school something you discovered 30, 40 years ago. More and more people are aligning themselves with this concept. And take us through the fact that, you worked with kids back in the day. Frank Carlucci, I'm going to say a name that'll bring it back to you. Frank Carlucci was an electronics instructor, but now you've recently branched out to our architectural engineering design and our STEM program. Tell us about that.
Well, I will. We've had a great experience in the short term, but one of the great benefits of the people that I met and started working with back in 1997, 91, is that I'm still in touch with those guys today. And, from our early years of us giving them a chance of opening up boxes and setting up PCs, they've all had successful careers. They're directors, they're executive vice presidents.
That's so awesome.
One gentleman, Johnny Maz, I won't get into his last name, but he became the director of IT for a small private liberal arts college outside of Chicago. Other gentleman today is a IT network manager for New Jersey Hospital up in Newark, UMDNJ. And, other guys have made it to executive level at Comcast Business and have gotten their master's degree. So, getting the right start has all led to great futures for this gentleman.
That it's so cool, Orf. It's amazing to hear how guys and girls tread into, a standard high school model, and we all love and embrace that. They take a chance, almost like buying a ticket at the carnival. What's this MCTS thing all about? What's this technical education about? They enter a program, whether it's an academy or a share time program, and they get connected with a company like New Jersey Business Systems. And then it's like a time machine. We get to hear how these relationships ignited and sparked through internship or paid co-op, which is, that's what we do as the family. That's the target objective of every student. If you're listening to this podcast, our target objective is to connect students with businesses in Mercer County that embrace our philosophy, hence New Jersey Business Systems. And now it just gives me goosebumps to hear how this has been activated and working consistently for 30 plus years.
Ray also said, I couldn't agree more, Mr. Nash. Ray also mentioned something that I find fascinating. I think it's something that a message we can impart to a lot of our students about. It's so much more than just finding somebody that's an expert. We want to hire somebody right out of high school that's going to go be perfect at this sort of thing. And the truth is, you're not even, we don't even necessarily have a class that speaks to Ray's exact, they write code in the STEM Academy, and the students, the architectural design, engineering design class, of course, do a lot of computer-based work, but not the kind of stuff that New Jersey Business Systems is doing. But Ray just mentioned discovering the right people, finding the right people. And if you are a good student, you're going to come and work hard and have all those skills and those soft skills that Mr. Nash talks about all the time. You're going to be successful. It's just another example of the many different pathways. You might come to us for one thing, get those skills, but also uncover a lot of other strengths that you didn't even know you had.
I couldn't say it better. And here's the neat part. Ray, take us through, not only is it New Jersey Business Systems, and the student you recently hired, and I'll let you talk about that scenario that you hired recently in a couple of years. What's the offshoot of your industry? I'm excited for our listeners to hear the business that you guys are really treading into now.
So what we're doing now, Dave, is that we started Eyemetric Identity Systems. Eyemetric was the byproduct of a grant that I co-wrote with the technology coordinator for the New Egypt School District at the time, Michael Dean. And we received a grant from the Department of Justice to incorporate iris recognition into an access control and identity management system to identify parents before they signed a child out of school.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what led to the formation of Eyemetric. And Eyemetric has constantly been working in the areas of identity management, utilizing face, iris, and fingerprint recognition. We've done projects for the state of New Jersey that utilize the technology in homeless shelters as a way to identify the clients, record the services being provided. It's shown to be very efficient means of capturing data and ensuring that these agencies that use our technology are able to receive the funding dollars because they can verify the work that they provided, and they get the funds from their donors to provide more food and serve more meals. So lately what we've been doing as a result of COVID, and as a request from some of our clients, existing clients, is how do we identify somebody when they walk into a building, take their temperature, write it down and record it and put it in a logbook. And we've come up with a way to do that. We've taken our visitor management system platform, incorporated a thermal scanning system that the state of New Jersey has been utilizing for the past 9 months. And they've asked us if we could incorporate the two, and we've successfully been able to do that. I actually received an email. I'm going back to the state next Friday to show them the application that we built. And so literally a person can walk up, stand in front of this camera. It will identify them via their face with a mask on, take their temperature, and write it all into a logbook. So
this is like something out of a science fiction movie, Ray. This is incredible.
Well, thank you. But that's what we're doing today. And your student, Abu, is a part of that. And just recently, he's had to learn how to install a Linux server. He's had to learn how to configure remote configuration on a Linux box. He never touched Linux before, but I was like, dude, there's a thing called YouTube, and you can go learn it. And he did. And not that he still needs the school, guys. YouTube's for afterwards. But just to get an overview of how to install an Ubuntu Linux box. And so he's intimately involved, and he'll be part of the testing, the deployment. I had Abu oversee the deployment of another facial recognition platform for Pleasantville schools, where the staff members just walk up in front of a Samsung tablet and it identifies them. Right. And the staff members use this to contactlessly sign into school. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love it. Take our listeners through how you obtained Abu and how long Abu's been with you and his career trajectory, because this is awesome.
I'm curious what program Abu was in when he first when Ray got his hands on him.
Abu initially, Dave, if memory serves me correct, was in your architectural program.
100%
But
true. 100% true.
So here is a young man who's in architecture, and now he's involved in computer programming, because what we learned from him is his true love and passion was programming and more IT than it was architecture, or at least his experience in architect taught him that this really isn't for me, and let me do what I love to do. So Abu came to work for us.
Yep.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, no, keep going. I love it. I was just going to say, Orf, how many times do we hear that exact story? Kid signs up for a program, loves the program, loves the teacher, loves the environment, but gets plugged in with an internship environment, and all of a sudden they're treading in a totally different direction. I love it.
Yeah.
Goosebumps all day long. Keep going.
So he started out while he was still in school. He would come over after class a couple days a week. And initially I had him doing testing software. We were always, a software application is never done being developed. And so as new updates were coming out, I would have Abu start getting tested to do that. I got him to get familiar with application. So through testing, the next thing we did is we had Abu start taking some support calls when he was in the office. I wanted him to interact with customers. That was a big learning process for Abu, because the young man never really had to speak to somebody in a professional way. And if you heard Abu speak 2.5 years ago on the phone to the way that he handles himself today, it's night and day. He started out as a scared, quiet, soft-spoken, hi, my name. I mean, people couldn't understand his name because he wouldn't say it loud enough. And now he gets on the phone call and just runs with it.
I love it.
Absolutely phenomenal.
I love it.
So in his role, started him off. I joked with him, this is like the movie The Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. You're going to do a lot of chores and repetitive work. But one of the other things is, each company that hires people, every company is unique, and every company has its own mindset and the way that they do things. And young people need to adapt and learn to, when they come on board, to kind of operate the way we operate.
Nice.
One of the things, this is a conversation Abu and I had literally within the last week, where I've got 1,000,001 different things going on at the same time. And I owed Abu some information, saying, Abu, listen, I'll get you my notes on this. He's doing some development work on a mobile application for a school district out in Iowa, customer of ours. And Abu's development work is going to involve taking our visitor management system and building a mobile handheld application that will extend the capabilities of our program to a handheld browser without having to install an application for teachers and administrators for the school district. So back to my point, though, about Abu and the meeting we just had, was that I'm all over the place. And I owed him notes on that project that he's writing for the school district. And because I got busy, it wasn't until a week and a half later I went back to look at my notes that I realized I didn't get that to Abu. So I said, Abu, listen, you need to be more aggressive. You need to be more aggressive, and particularly with me. I said, don't look at me as your boss. Look at me as a coworker. And if you can't get your job done because I didn't get my job done, then your job is to make sure I get my job done. And you can bug me all you want, and so you can get your work done. And he said, that's fine. And he's been bombarding me with emails in the past 4 days.
You've unleashed
ask for.
Ray, you've unleashed the Kraken. I love it.
But it's that type of where they have to come out of their shell, and they need to be used to working in an environment in front of clients. And one of the best parts that he's learned to do is to call a client up when they're having a problem and something's not working.
Wow.
That's not an easy call for people to be able to make. And he's already at the young age of 20 years old has been making those calls and having those conversations with customers.
Hey, Mick, I know people that are 40 that can't make those calls.
I know it. I know it.
Right. My daughter, my oldest daughter is working with like a sports coach. She's in all kinds of different sports. And what you're saying right here resonates exactly with this sports coach delivered to us and what we want to transcend to all of our listeners, whether you're a parent, guidance counselor, fellow instructor, student. Run to what makes you feel awkward. Embrace the awkwardness. So a boo by making these calls and by engaging with clients. And, that's our dream and passion at MCTS is, allows young guys and girls to tread into the low end, the baby pool, work with someone like you, an exceptional, a person. Like you said, I'm a boss, but I'm also a coworker. I'm here to guide, support, and unlock your best abilities. And let's build a relationship together. Now, Abu's still in school, right? I mean, obviously, he started working after school. Then you brought him on our co-op program, which means he would arrive at your place of employment every day at 12 noon. And then after he graduated, what happened during that process?
During that process, after he graduated from your program and the co-op program, he attended Mercer County Community College for 2 years. And during that time, we worked around, again, I said, Abu, we'll work around your schedule. But I expect to get X number of hours of work out of you a week. Because if he's doing some coding or software testing, he can do that at home in the evening. He didn't have to do it 9 to 5. So we just had a very, mutual understanding that I'm going to trust you. You're going to be responsible. And as long as your work gets done, I said, I don't care when you get it done, but if it's done, it's done, and it's done well, then, everybody's happy.
Wow.
So then he after he graduated from Mercer County, he got accepted to Rutgers School of Business up in New Brunswick. But due to the 100% virtual, he deferred going to school last semester and came to work full-time for us as a full-time employee. And now that he's going back to school, I appreciate the work that he does. I honestly don't want to lose him. So I said, Abu, let's work around your work schedule. And so, we have it when schools get back to work, we're going to have our help desk. We would open it up at 7 a.m. So Abu, because he pushed all of his classes to the afternoon and evening. So he's going to work from like 7 a.m. till about 1 to 2 o'clock, depending upon his schedule. And then he'll be able to do classes. So again, both of us are being flexible and working accordingly.
Ray, that's one example. And I can't thank you enough for what you've done for Abu. How many bosses tell you, hey, hold my feet to the fire a little bit more. Be more aggressive with me. Make me get my stuff done. It's great. But not just Abu. You're giving skills to all of our kids, and you've done so much for working with us with the CIE program and the community in general. 53-year-old family business, unbelievable. Really, really great.
Powerful.
And totally ingrained in the community because of all the schools and government buildings you work with. So I just want to say on behalf of the entire MCTS family, thank you and well done, sir.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. I recommend it for other businesses out there in Mercer County. Embrace what you're doing. Embrace that you're helping a young person, and you'll forever be rewarded for it.
Outstanding.
Awesome. Love it, right?
Terrific featured guest, Nash. Nice pull. Well done.
Well, I know Ray's heart as a person, as a family man, it's awesome. So either way, he's definitely making an impact. And the fact that he and his father work with Frank Carlucci, which is old school. We could have listeners that attended the school and transcend through the 70s, 80s, 90s, past decade, and now onto this decade's. It's incredible.
I think 53 is the exact same age as our school in general. Mercer County Technical School is 53, 54 years old, right in there.
They've been there all along. Love it.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in saying a big thank you to Ray Bolling, New Jersey Business Systems, our featured guest this week. Thanks, Ray. Come back and talk to us again.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right.
Anytime.
Outstanding featured guest. It's amazing to see what a student can do with just a little bit of guidance. It's also amazing these businesses that keep things going. Great guest, Nash. Great pick.
Well, thank you, but you don't need to thank me. It's businesses like New Jersey's Business Systems and Ray Bolling and just how they embrace and bring a student along, and whether they stay with them, like we heard about Abu, that's awesome. I mean, obviously that's the goal of your business, but this is an episode that I'm really going to want to share with a new client. Like I'm working right now with IFF, International Food Flavors, and many other companies in the area that haven't experienced this well and this treasure of bringing students in on our work-based learning. WBL is what we call our co-op and CIE. And I want people to hear a company that's been with us really as long as we've been open. They've been working with us, and
yeah.
all that we have to offer.
Ooh, you just made me think of something too, and this is for students and potential employers. A great icing on the cake reason for doing CIE, or reason for getting involved with Nash and hiring our students via CIE, is the CIE banquet at the end of the year. There is nothing like it. It would be worth it to hire a kid just to attend that banquet. The culinary and baking programs bust out the most amazing spread. Nash is there, usually in some kind of a costume with a microphone.
Character theme.
MacGyver, he knows every kid and every employer, and he says a little monologue about each kid. He walks around with the microphone. People are eating. People are dressed up. It's really fun. It's like a party. It's like an outdoor party.
He's the whole show.
I appreciate those kind words. And, I really take to heart the WBL co-op work-based learning, whatever you want to call it, CIE, co-op, WBL, they're all the same. And when somebody embraces hiring a senior or a junior in high school and bringing them into their family, the least I could do as the person that works and collaborates with these people is I wanted to create, with the help of Chef Engel, and I really do give Chef Engel credit on this too, because he came to me about 7 years ago and said, Dave, we need to make this a fun networking, you're on, they're off style of get together. And that's what it is. Its target objective is 1.5, 2 hours. People get done work, and it's like a mixer. It's like a Rotary Club, but I'm doing all the work. I'm people to really be connecting, and I've seen businesses connect with former employees, people they haven't seen in 20 years. So listen, Mick is really encapsulating it well. If there's a reason to join work-based learning, co-op, CIE, of course, helping the kid and that whole component is there, but the coup de grace, cherry on the sundae, really is the banquet.
Absolutely. That's a perfect note actually for us to go out on. So I want to thank Ray Bolling, our featured guest this week.
Ray has been there, obviously. Ray has experienced the
He's attended.
Yeah, exactly. I think I was dressed up. We did an amazing street fair carnival kind of a thing when Ray was there. I just thinking back to that moment in time.
I love it. So let's say a quick thank you to all of our guests, and of course, behind the boards, Nick MacGyver Sikowski. No mic today. No mic. He's not going to pipe in. Nash, it's always a pleasure. Get to our applications, guys. Get to that website, mcts.edu. Apply now. There are some programs that have filled up at this point, but still slots in a lot of other great programs. Contact us. Watch us on all of our social media platforms, our YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. What did I miss?
I would also say check out our career board. Career board, but if you don't know, go to the website, mcts.edu, and click on more information, and it's right there, literally one of the first things you see. Click on the career board. We share it with our attending students. We direct our graduates to visit that. If you're listening to this podcast and you know somebody that might want a career change, look, it's not limited for the students. It's for everyone.
It's open to the public. You can get in there and get a job, find a job. Yes.
100%.
Also, if you're a college-bound student, if you're like a junior, a senior, sophomore, you're thinking about college, there's a whole section on our website that our counselors put up and add content to all the time. There's anti-bullying information. There's events going on. We always announce it in the school calendar. So please take advantage of that stuff. And again, all of our social media platforms. Listen to the Principal's Office podcast as well with our two principals. And read that newsletter that comes via email as well as social media. Okay, guys?
I love the newsletters. I love it.
If you want to know what's going on in the school, read the newsletter. It's all right there. You got any questions? You read that newsletter before you call me and ask me questions, all right? Just kidding. We love hearing from you, folks. Okay, that's a silly, fun note to go out on, and I want to thank you, Mr. Nash. Always a pleasure. Nick MacGyver-Sikowski, on behalf of all of us, this is Mr. Orfe reminding you to discover your passion
and unlock your future.